edition of the C-List Villains podcast. We are your hosts, actually, with the innovators of the comic culture.
Cultivators. Yes, there you go. You almost had the intro. The intro was almost down. You almost had it.
Got it. And we were your hosts. I got Luke to my bottom here.
What's up?
And I got E-Man right here. And we have our special guests, Lawrence Lee and Andrew Luy of Comic Capsule. How's everybody doing?
We're doing great. Thanks for inviting.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
glad to have you guys on the show, man. It's an honor to have. It's an honor to have the creators of the Comic Capsule on our show. This is fantastic. I love it.
Out here, guys.
See you guys.
What's it like right now in your neck of the woods as far as like the weather? I know Lawrence is like an hour away from me, so the same as E-Man, but with Luke and Andrew, especially Andrew being on the other side of the country, I mean, what's it like right now in the Bama?
Yeah, I'm down in Huntsville, Alabama, and we had a stretch of 90+ degree days and just high humidity. So it's pretty brutal down here right now, and we have another heat wave and intermingled with the thunderstorms, and it's kind of crazy down here right now. But I'm really loving it. I love the area. I really enjoy the weather.
Yeah, I remember you were in not Manhattan, but somewhere in New York.
I was in New York City, Manhattan. Yeah.
Yeah, and now you're in Alabama. Does it feel like Philippines because of the humidity?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, maybe like Baguio a little bit, but
Not. Well, hold on. Wait, isn't Baguio kind of like
in the mountains.
Hot? Yeah, up in the mountains, it's like hot and then humid, and then like at night, it's like overcast and like foggy. It actually eventually gets cold there, doesn't it?
There are a lot of mountains here too, so it's funny that Red brought that up. The weather could be similar right now to the Philippines. It's kind of tropical feeling.
It's so hot over here in the Bay Area. Lawrence and I know how difficult it is living in the Bay Area. Like today was a high. It was a high of 79 in Oakland, 78 in San Francisco. It was madness today. I don't understand how that happened.
it was such a tough life. I know. But someone has to do it, Iman. Someone has to.
It does. Someone does. Someone does have to do this.
Not for the audience. I think that people do recognize Andrew from a previous show that we had when he was promoting his first product, which was the
comic cloak. Yep,
I
was on your show. Yep,
I remember. That was like what 2-3 years ago. You were like the
3 years ago now.
Yeah, one of our very first guests out here is like, man, it's now that the comic cloak has now evolved into that, which is the capsule.
Yep, and a lot of that comes from all of the hard work that Andrew did, obviously. So I'm going to actually let Andrew talk a little bit first about that, and then how we sort of like transpired to get the Comic Capsule, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. So.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It was, I think I discovered a really neat product, and in the comic cloak, obviously there was a little, design bumps and bruises here and there, and it's funny because Eric will be joining. He has an engineering background, and Lawrence and I have been friends for a while through a social media group of comic people, and when I first introduced the comic cloak, Lawrence had some questions on it, and really good questions about design and function and all of these things. And after talking to Lawrence and Eric and our friend Joe, we decided we could make like a comic cloak version 2, even better, even cheaper. So, we went through a few design phases, and I'll have Lawrence talk a little bit more about, that evolution.
Yeah, honestly, he's the muse of this whole project, and
he is a source of inspiration for everybody. He is a handsome fella.
Yeah, he's a little bit sexy like that too, so it's all good. But in all honesty, Andrew and I were actually talking about another project that it's underway as well. But it's quickly led to the comic cloaks next 2.0, if you will, in terms of Comic Capsule, because I really was just I told Andrew, I was like, man, I love your product, but this other product is really just sort of like nagging at me, which is our traditional top loaders, and I was like, we can do something better. And so, getting, hopefully Eric can join us here a little bit, like Andrew said, but we scoured the market, looked at everything, looked at all the good stuff that people were doing, and we really wanted to just create something that could be, fit those collectors right now, because you're buying variants right now at like, I don't know, it depends on what you're getting, right? But Luke can probably sniff out a good deal, but others are, when they're at this comic book stores, LCS, are like, oh, you want that variant? $25. Oh, you want that variant? $100. And so people are spending a lot more on comics these days when they want a right cover or they want something different. And even the collectibles are a lot. And, we interviewed a lot of people saying, hey, I love the graded comics, but, you can't really open them. They're encapsulated. It's done. Right. And so for some purists, they'll say that that's not really a comic book anymore. And so that's why we decided, hey, we've got this low end side of the house. Cheapest is bag and boards at 35 cents. You got these top loaders in the range of $2 to $5. At my LCS charges $5 for a top loader, and you got these other like other products that are $20, and then whatnot. You're just like, wow, that's just crazy. And
yeah, actually, board and bag at some places are like $1. So you talking about.
Yeah, the price does go up, especially during that whole pandemic when there was like a paper or wood shortage, right?
Yeah,
plastic shortage.
Yeah, but
I lived through it.
Some LCSs haven't downgraded their prices yet. So, some places are still charging $1 for a bag and board. So, there's a lot of value.
And this is where Comic Capsule comes in. This is where you guys come in and fill in that blank between a graded comic and a top loader. I want to hear more about this, but first, let's say what's up to the chat real fast. We have some people up in here visiting us. We have Comic Vet. What up, fam? He's in here hanging out with us. Herbs is hyped to hear about the Comic Vet. Herbs wants to know everything that has to do with the Comic Capsule. Our boy Jumpman 209 is in the house. He says James is visiting us.
Oh, James.
James. What's up, villains? David Chin's in the house. Good evening, gents.
David Chin.
I only know him as Dave, though.
Yeah, Godfather Dave Chin.
Yeah, I think that's his formal name.
DC.
I like how James switched from his Facebook to his YouTube. It's all right. It's all right. Look, as long as you're here hanging out with us, man, I love it. Actual Dracula's in the house. If you guys haven't run into Actual Dracula's YouTube channel, you guys need to go visit his channel. It's a fantastic and entertaining comic book channel. Same with Chris, the Comic Vet. Fantastic members of the community. Real Rude, my boy Real Rude's in the house, man. Poor guy. He was sending pictures over of his burnt.
We lose E-Man?
Oh, y'all lost me. I lost me.
For a second.
That's crazy.
It was Matrix moment.
It was totally.
Jeff!
Totally.
My boy.
And then Jeffrey's in the house. What's up?
What up?
Look at that, David Chin. Same guy.
I know Jeff's sweating his balls off in Arizona.
Oh, dude.
120 degrees over there right now.
Yeah.
Oh God.
How hot is it? How hot is it right now, Jeff?
You know what? One of my best friends lives in Arizona. He actually works at a nuclear power plant, and he's like, yeah, there's zero air conditioning in that power plant, and he's got to go in through all the tubes and fix shit. It's the craziest job. Like, he's making good money, but super high risk because he works at the nuclear power plant, and it freaks me the fuck out every time he sends me pictures. And he's like, yeah, dude, it's 126 over here. It's nuts.
Balls light up.
Beyond belief. Oh, Glenn 2K12's in the house visiting us. This guy's visiting us from the UK. Thanks for coming by right there. 102 degrees still, and it is 8:15 over there. That's
9:15, right? Are they ahead of
Yeah, that is crazy. So go ahead and tell us a little bit more about it there. Andrew, about
Yeah, so I'll take a little bit of shot at this, and then Andrew jump in as you want. But yeah, shout out to all the Sealess Villain viewership. Thank you for joining tonight. Yeah, so we talked about a little bit about this gap between top loaders and the mock capsules, and then Andrew tried to fill it with Comic Cloak, which is also a great product in its own right. But we just were like, hey, we've got to look at all this, and then redesign something that's got everything we want. And the one thing that I really hated the most about the top loader is it doesn't cover the top. And I've had so many things where it slides off and it pops out of it. And I'm like, oh gosh, so we got to cover the top. Whatever we got to do, we got to have complete 360. We got to cover the top. And so
it does slide off easily. Like that.
Yeah. Look at that inferior product right there. Right? Go, show that inferior product, Red. Do that again. Oh my God, who wants that?
Top loader. It's about roughly a 16th of an inch on each side, but it is on the sides here.
That's horrible. Lawrence, please show what we should actually be using.
Well, I'm taking one of the prototypes out of the bag right now. And here's what you'll see is like you push these two areas where we have our logo, the Board Boys logo on. You push it back. You need to hear that nice sound.
Ooh.
That's satisfying.
Satisfyingly clicking, right?
Then
it covers the comic. So I'll use the insert as a comic right now, but the insert just slides right in, and then you click it.
Oh my goodness, that's like ASMR right there. I'm loving that. Yeah. Show that again. Do it again. Snap.
Yeah, just let you guys hear that satisfying click. Oh, man, wrong area. So.
Oh. See.
Yeah.
E-Man one.
Love it.
Okay, yeah. Back on track.
I mean, you go to ASMR. You should do it on your Friday night show.
Ooh, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, got some more people there. I love it. And look, the other thing that about the top loader and whatnot is like they're very slippery against each other. And the top loaders that we have right now are designed to stack on top of each other, which is one of the inspirations that Andrew gave us looking at the Comic Cloak is that they're stackable on top of each other. So they have a nice groove right at the frame out perimeter, and then inside it takes that groove and fits it accordingly. So if you have two comic capsules, they'll just stack and they don't slip at all because of the fact that they're just designed that way. Wow. And so we took Andrew's idea, Eric perfected it. And so it's one of these things that are just very subtle. You won't even notice it by the design, the way that Eric looked at it. And it was like, wow, this is fantastic.
It's like matching with a power top with a power bottom.
That's correct.
That's correct. Exactly what it is. Yep.
Exactly what it is. And so, we looked at that as other feature. The other things we wanted to do is like organizationally, we wanted to make sure that people could store it in a comic book box. So it does fit in a standard comic book box. And if you give me 1 second, I'll grab one for you guys so you guys can take a look.
See, that's one of the coolest things about this thing right here is that like even top loaders don't really fit right in a comic box. Unless you get like the magazine size, and I don't have that many comics to have that magazine size for the comic capsule to actually fit in the box. Look at that, perfect fit right there.
Yeah,
it's small enough. Oh god,
it's small enough. So you want to put it in, you can stack it out. Again, a lot of engineering dimensioning. Getting Eric and Joe, who's also our guy in China. I mean, there's so much work that the team's done over this, but it fits in perfectly, and you can see that you don't even see it sticking out from this box. And this box, courtesy of Luke. So thank you very much, Luke. And then the other thing we wanted to do was, when you're looking for your comic book, as opposed to just flipping through all these things, you can see it really quickly from this, if you will, right? This will stick out. We actually created this as a 4-point, so you could put a label on there. And so in our website, you can choose a 5-inch by 1/2-inch label or a 3 3/7/5-inch label, and you can try to print it here. So Andrew helped us, if you have a CLZ database, I'll let Andrew talk about it a little bit more on the labels. Go ahead, Andrew.
Did he freeze?
To keep your comic books in?
No, just
Like-
how the label printing works from what you the work you did.
Oh yeah, so I house the majority of my comic books in CLZ. So this really isn't an advertisement for CLZ, but however you catalog your comic books, and I think a lot of people do, whether it's in Excel or one of the collection databases, you can make a CSV file, and these are easily transportable into like different labels and label makers such as Avery or all the generic label makers. And as Lauren said, we actually made tabs on the top lip that can accommodate 5-inch or 3 3/8 inch by ½ inch, and you can label with whatever titles you want on there on the top and the front. So it's pretty functional. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, just giving you guys some, for people that like to organize, and let's be honest, we all know we have people that are super anal about their collection. They want to find something. They don't want to like flip through all the short stack even, right? This way you can find it really quickly with the labels. And if that's not another feature, the next phase of this is to release different backing of colors on the backside. So we can get our back colors that we're trying to launch is a sort of like a DC blue, a Marvel reddish, if you will, and then a black to match with the clear. So the next couple releases will have different versions of the back as well. So again, to help organize how you want to do it.
Now,
And
we have a video, right?
Oh yeah, we do have a video.
Let's take a look at this little video. It's to kind of run us through what we're looking at here, Lawrence. All right, I want to go ahead and play that right here.
Excellent.
So it's looking. So the hinge is on like a.
The hinge is on a plastic little. It's one of these plastics where you guys have the shampoo bottles that you used to open up and close a lot,
Okay.
right? So we use that type of rubber, plastic to create the back side of it. And as you can see through this illustration, right, you can open and close it, and you hear that satisfying click sound a lot. But it's a different type of plastic, but it's super clear, as you can tell. Here's the back of our insert, and look how clear that is, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not like even though it looks a little bit cloudy, it's very transparent in case those people that really want to see their sexy back cover, they can if they want to, right? And so we designed this to be a little bit bigger so you can fit a modern comic book with a modern back-end board. And if you want to, you can fit a silver without a back-end board. So a silver fits in here perfectly as well. And then finally, in that last piece of the video, guys, if you really wanted to and you thought this was really cool, you can display it. And there's a hook that we incorporate in the back here so that you guys could also take a look and then hang it really easily. And because of the way Eric designed it, it's a self-centering hook. So as soon as you get it in, you bend it and you hang it up, it automatically just centers there. And in case we followed some good design practices, you need to figure out where you want to put it in the wall and look at it. We have a design template in the back before you go and do that from that perspective. Some other things that we thought were good ideas. At the bottom here, there's little corners here, so it's a little bit rounded. So who hates bended corners? For collectors, we all do. So we actually put those features in as well. So a lot of good observations, a lot of great work. Our team in China, which is really one guy named Joe Yu, who I've worked for past almost 20 years now, and same as Eric, I've worked for 25 years. We just got together with Andrew, who is our muse, and using Eric's engineering capabilities, Joe's operation capabilities, and my just need for something better. This is how we got to Comic Capsule. So, and there's Eric. He just joined.
Eric, welcome to the show.
Sorry, welcome. I'm an engineer. I'm kind of brain dead, so I apologize.
No worries. So we were talking about the Comic Capsule and how awesome it is.
Process of doing some drop testing with some competitors right now.
What?
So I was a little bit pulled away for a moment. So please proceed.
What drop testing are you doing? Are you just taking it from a 10-foot height and then dropping on certain floors and rugs, or
good question. I'm doing a desk height drop test. I don't know if you can see my video, but I've got a clamp here, and I'm just dropping everything on an angle at 30 inches off the floor to see what different competitors do compared to. So,
yeah.
I can show you a live one. I think it's kind of amusing if you guys are interested.
Sure.
Hold on. You know what? Since you offered, we're gonna want to wander, and you're on the spot now, Eric. You got the hot spot now. Look at this.
Oh, no. Okay. So let me put my camera up on the tripod real quick. And can you guys see my?
We see your setup.
Oh,
now it's black. Now it's black.
Well,
there you are. Hey, there you go.
Excellent.
Oh my God! Well, hold on. We're getting legit a drop test right now? Like this is pretty badass. This is badass.
Bad.
Because because
is this a competitor's product, Eric, or ours?
This is a competitor product. So watch.
Oh!
Yikes!
Whammy! What?
How does that break?
Whammy!
Right. Let me put a little clamp on here and squeeze it just enough. And
get that out of there.
Wow.
Get that out of there. All right.
Here we go. Come on.
Oh!
No, but this is a bad example. I've done this about 12 times. This is the first time I did it. Apologize, guys.
Don't apologize.
Well, look how easy it gets back together. See?
Yes, and it's recoverable from that perspective.
Yeah. The thing is that normally what it does is it just drops and
fine. See?
Right?
We'll edit the other one out.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all good.
Done this had I not been confident that it would perform well. Like I say, that was the first time out of 12 drops that it actually separated. Otherwise, it's be fine.
That's performance anxiety.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing. Did you see how it broke apart? Like it still shielded the actual comic itself. And yeah, it might have fallen on the ground, but it prevented the corner of that comic from getting bent. Whereas the other one completely just look at that flimsy.
It broke the corner,
and it broke.
If you look, and then one of the receptacles on the other one actually broke off. It's like gone.
Yikes.
So it's destructive. What we found, guys, in our FEA analysis, which you might be able to see in the background, the worst case scenario, if this was dropped on the corner with the thing open, it'll bend slightly, but it won't yield. It won't break. And that's what we're concerned about.
So that's why we have Eric, as you can tell, right? He, like I said, I didn't joke around when I said, who do I want to design this with? And Eric, who I've worked with since the 2000s, we have, I knew he would be the right person for it. And so that finite element analysis that he was showing you is part of how we looked at this. So we're just not like, oh, let's just stick with the formula. We're doing a lot of different quality testing that Joe's going to do when we ship the product. Eric is doing his engineering validation. So this is not just like a comic book that someone slapped together. This has got a lot of engineering and quality rigor that's behind it as well.
Yeah, so not only that, but they're using different materials to ensure that there's a right combination of flexibility and strength, and so that there are a lot of iterations, design, engineering, and testing, material.
We're gonna need a redrop when the real thing comes in. We'll do it.
By the way,
embarrassing. Let's get over the embarrassing part, but
we'll drop 2 or 3 at the same time. Don't worry. It'll be like a sync drop. It'll be fine. But I'll let Eric also expand on the design process. I mean, Eric, you might want to just let people know how many iterations of these drawings we have.
This is the CAD file of the design, and I've got just on the assembly itself. There's 81 iterations of the assembly of the back. Give this a second. I went through 110 iterations of the back. So I've gone through this over and over and over again. It's been what, 6 months?
More than that. Yeah.
Is that for future design for like a filing cabinet type of system?
Mhm.
Because you have the ears for it, like where it hangs on a little bar.
You know, interesting. You mentioned that. However, the design we have is designed to, if you can see here, it's designed to fit inside a normal storage box.
Yeah.
Right. So if I was to take the storage box cover and turn it off here, let's turn it off. It's all designed to fit within just a normal storage box.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So no, we don't have that as the filing cabinet feature is an interesting one, Red. But you know,
I get credit for that one.
Exactly.
He wants 3% for that right there.
Yeah, Eric, I showed him the demo, and the stackability is really fantastic. The way you guys have designed that corner pieces in to absorb it. Anything else, Eric? I let you talk for a bit since you know this is more your baby too.
Yeah, and Eric, Lawrence did point out the hanging function, which I think is going to be a humongous hit. And we should definitely talk about the UV protection. People love to hear about UV protection, especially on something they're going to display on the walls.
Yeah, I'll let Lawrence talk about the UV capability. I guess what I can do real quick, guys, is I can show you on the back of this. There's maybe it's better to look on the CAD. There's a hook on the back, right? And it's not a normal hook, meaning it's designed for like a number 8 screw you put on the wall. Let me demo it real quick. If you guys don't mind.
Oh, demo number 2. Look at that. Look, we've never had live demos on this show.
You're getting live demos, man.
We're getting live.
Fantastic.
I love it. This is quality. This
is how Billy Mays got famous, okay, through demos.
That's right.
Just an engineering dork. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, this is a number 8 screw in a wall. And the way we designed it is that the Comic Capsule kind of clips in. You put it on an angle, and then you let it go. And what's cool about that is that it won't just pull off the wall. You can't just pull it. You have to lift it and then go off.
Okay.
So cool about that is that, you know, if you've got cats or earthquakes or whatever, it keeps it attached to the wall. And it self-levels.
That is brilliant.
Well, the center of gravity is always going to be towards the middle then for that. Even if you have other stuff in there, let's say like maybe like cards or stickers, your center still remains within that center point where you.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So with regards to the design, and I know Lawrence brought up, I don't see how a Silver Age comic can fit in that. So is it literally right now just one size for Modern and Silver Age, or are we gonna?
I'll let Lawrence respond.
Well, I mean, obviously we want to, you know, there's been a lot of requests from the initial feedback of gold and silver, making a little bit bigger. We're trying to just get this out to the market right now. And, you know, that's definitely on the roadmap to look at, you know, getting a bigger version and also a thicker version, right? So for the annuals that some people have. So those are things that we have on the roadmap, as well as some other products that will be, you know, complementary and really hopefully shape up the industry in a different way. You know, in the grand scheme of it, those are things down the pipeline. And, you know, we just need to get this off to a solid start, get people excited about it, and then let the rest do its work. So, you know, the engineering is there. And that's why we're putting so much work now on the engineering, as you can tell, because once we know this formula is solid, we can just scale this and we know it's going to be successful.
I love the level of engineering that's going into this. Like Psychotron absolutely loves the fact that it self-levels, the most underrated feature they've ever heard of. Oh, you know, it just self-levels, no biggie. That's fantastic. Like that's the coolest that it has to be. See, okay, so one thing that everyone watching has to understand is when I saw Lawrence at Shortbox Live not too long ago here in the Bay, and he's like, man, I got something to show you. And he was showing me the Comic Capsule and the favorite feature. And he's like, he turns it around. He's like, look, you can hang it on the wall. and it self-levels. Like, it was just the coolest thing. He was so happy to see that. Cyclotron saying that it's the most underrated feature. Yes, because how many of us can actually hang our graded comics without using like command strips or being afraid of anything? Like this right here, you can put it on the wall with this feature. It's fantastic.
Yeah, there's a future in protecting prints, 11x17 prints as well. Because with a top loader, yeah, you could protect your prints, but when you hang it up on the wall, it's already the comic capsule already doubles as a frame. It's already perfect. I mean, if with the top loader, you still have to put the little stickies on there or the push pins just to get it up on the wall. I mean, man, this is gonna be like better than sliced bread, that's for sure.
I hope so, guys, and with your guys' help, that's why we're here promoting it tonight. And I can't underscore all the work that also our other missing friend Joe Yu, who's in China working on this stuff for us as well. He's done a lot of work as well on this. I'm going to just talk about, you mentioned prints, and these things are very highly collectible parts. And one of the things that I think people wanted to talk about was the UV protection. And we were adding this element into our plastic resin. It's called Tinuvin 326, and it's gonna put in there. And what you'll do is it's gonna help us block out UV light. And so we're running some tests later on. We're trying to figure out the right balance of Tinuvin that we put into the plastic, so that we can try to make this even more more protective when it's potentially hanging. So we do have some testing that we're also doing, as you can tell that Eric has been leading as well, but we are going to add that and find the right balance of it so we can give all the collectors some extra UV protection. Who doesn't want it, right? It's better than putting suntan lotion on. So it's built into the comic capsule.
Or putting on an acetate.
Yeah. We're not going to acetate gate, right? We're not going to acetate gate, are we?
So protection.
So we have a question from the chat right here. Oh my God, can you make card holders? My recommendation is to say this: they're in the making. Take this idea from Cyclotron, create one, and say, look, we've created one already. It's ready to go. And don't give them any of the royalties.
To answer that question, as Lawrence just mentioned, this is scalable. So not only in volume, but in size. So we can scale it down to fit cards, and we can scale it up for magazines and original art comic boards. So, but again, going back to what Lawrence said, we want this main one to take off before we start branching out into other lines of this product. But
which makes sense.
It is scalable. Yes. Yeah. To answer your question, yes.
Fantastic. So I want to talk about so when it comes out, you have the Kickstarter. We have the link right there. So everyone who's interested, go ahead and scan that link right there. The Kickstarter, it looks like you've already received all of the funding, but we definitely want more so we can get more out there. Once it's released, is it US only? Are we shipping internationally yet? Who's going to be able to get this upon release?
Well, US first. We're trying to work with some key collectors. That's one of the reasons why we're going to be San Diego Comic Con. And our lovely head of marketing, Chloe Johansson, Eric's daughter, will be with me. So we're going to go and try to figure out some cross partners to get it to other places of the world, right? For us, it's easier if we just have a partner that can distribute for us, and we can ship it too. So I've got some good friends in Asia. I got to go represent and give those. Quinto has been a great partner for us. As you can see, we have the Mascalea here as our insider insert. So we're going to work out some partnership deals here. And then as we go from there, we'll decide how we expand. The patent that we have is also going to be right now. We have a couple more months, a year or so to file for all the international patents. So something else we're also going to do as well. So, that's one of the reasons why we're trying to see how it goes, take the next step, and then we go from there. So
Fantastic. Love it. I love it. Chloe's in the background. She's like, I'm only here. Since you already brought up Chloe, I want to know. I'm gonna bring Chloe to the stream like that. Like she's like, all right, let me get my hair done. Chloe,
I've been sitting here listening in, just watching everyone do great. I'm excited to be here, but I didn't want to chime in unless y'all needed me, you know.
Well, we're gonna need you now. So Andrew said that you're gonna be at San Diego Comic Con. What's the plan of attack? What are we doing while there? How are we gonna promote? I say we. Look at that. Look at we. Like I'm involved.
I know you're on it too. I mean,
but how are you gonna promote it while you're there at San Diego Comic Con?
Yes. So firstly, I'm hands on deck, making a lot of crafty like display things just for the booths that we are going to be at. Just making sure that we have a presence there, a very strong presence. I know Lawrence is going to be out. You'll probably see him with a big sandwich board on him with the design that he has right above him there. So you're able to scan that QR code. Myself, I'm going to be more on the social media end. So I'm going to be filming a lot of man on the street type interviews. So if you see me, feel free to say hi. I'm going to be out there with my own comic capsules, asking people to fit their comics in there, try them out, see how they like them. And hopefully that'll serve as some really good social media promo, especially in collaboration with our people at Quinto Comics. They're going to be there helping us as well.
Very nice. Very nice. Now, is this your Comic-Con?
Yeah, SDCC.
San Diego.
San Diego, and we'll be also, working with John Gang, your favorite guest from last week.
John. Yeah, we're friends with John. Like we know John Jang.
We're close.
We're close. We know. You guys brought up the ladies of Quinto. Big shout out to Cecilia and Waverly Lim and all the women over at Quinto.
They're amazing.
I'm so happy that you guys connect with them. They do. They put it on their social media. It seems like they have a little get together on Saturday, and I was just wondering if the folks of Comic Capsule are going to be at the Quinto event. Asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get the invite, and they've been wonderful partners. I mean, we're actually doing a lot of different cross promotions with them. Like I said, they're just been wonderful, and I have to thank the C-List Villains because that's where I got to know them, and I approached them after watching this podcast because I love their mission. I love the stories. I'm 1 through 3 right now, waiting for 4 and 5.
Yeah,
and honestly, they're just wonderful people. I had dinner with Cecilia and Waverly. I'm gonna try to have a couple more lunches and dinners with them while we're down there. But great people, and that's what we want to partner with. People who want to change the comic community. They're changing it from the angle and lens of female representation of Asian power, and then we're just trying to make things give better options to the comic community. So it's just tough right now because we've seen these things all the time. It's like, oh, I can make it so much better, and this is our dream come true, making something better.
Have you guys seen that movie, The Glass Onion?
Yes.
So yeah, you guys are disruptors. That's what you guys are. You're disrupting. That's what's happening right now. You are disrupting the everyday life.
Top loader conglomerate is gonna be mad at you guys. So they're gonna try and sabotage this whole comic capsule thing. So we're gonna have to do everything we can to protect you.
No. What they're trying to do is they're trying to squeeze in. They're trying to find their market and then stomp on the top loader community because we need Comic Capsule. Honestly, like it's a long iteration from when we first had Andrew on the show to where the Comic Capsule is at now. I got a question. Is it waterproof?
No, not this iteration. And we have been, looking at it, but we got to, since I used to work for a fruit company, their first version of the iPad wasn't where it wanted to be. This is the same.
Fruit company. My stupid ass was like, oh, really? What? Like Dole or?
Yeah, Del Monte. I'm down in the valley, so it's possible. But as you look at some of the products, we want to get it out in the market, get some feedback, and then go from there. Sorry about that. And then we have it in part of our how we file for the patent is having those types of information. So it's not right now, but there's some engineering challenges there. So it's on the roadmap as well. I'll just leave it.
I mean,
But
because
truth be told on it though, you'd be hard pressed to try to get water in there if you tried. Just the way that it's designed, there's a clicking mechanism, there's a flap, and we can't market it as waterproof, but you'd be hard pressed to get liquid in there.
Yeah, the weeping motion of water has to go in through the cracks. So if you have to upside down and lay flat for the water to jump in there.
see,
Yeah.
in the comic book community, you guys, okay, this is, I want to talk to the people out there. In the comic book community, there is a major problem with people dropping their comics in water, and we need this waterproof. It's
a common problem.
It's a common problem.
Are you reading it in front of a toilet or what? What's
Yeah,
going on?
And then they stuff it in rice.
Read, yeah.
They put it in rice to try to preserve it from warping. It's a major issue. I think in the future we're going to need some waterproofing. Yes.
Yeah,
But-
Iman, thank you for putting us on the spot there. It's great. Honestly, these are a lot of engineering challenges, and it's not something that we didn't think of. I'll be frank with you, right? It's something that would have differentiated us in a better way. But it's a hard engineering challenge, and it will probably taken us another maybe 6 to 12 months to try to iterate to get there. So I think at the end of the day, this is a good product right now at this price point. If we introduce something like that, it would probably be even more, because of the fact that there's more engineering and more little things we'll have to do to the product to make it there. But right now, I think this is going to hit a nice sweet spot. So more to come, and like file cabinet options, Red. Wink, wink. I got you. So we'll go from there. So
Look at
And
that.
if-
We're
if I can-
adding. Go ahead,
If
Chloe.
I can just say like this, I think that's kind of why we picked Kickstarter as our launch platform in the first place. Is we really wanted to make that community input a priority. So obviously we don't have everything done yet, but what we found really valuable is hearing from the collectors who are actually going to be using the product, and in that way, in the future we'll be able to take your ideas into consideration and make something that works for everyone.
But not
Right
only
now-
that, in addition to that, in addition to all of that, bag and board is not waterproof, and neither are slabs. So there really is nothing "quote unquote" waterproof in the market. So,
But
Ding,
will
ding, 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 ding,
it
ding,
hold
ding.
moisture? Like I know slabs, if they get wet and they've been sitting in the box for a long time, but that moisture, does it get trapped?
No, not the way that this is designed currently. I mean, we got to run some more tests, but I don't believe that the way that this is designed and the way that Eric's looked at it, we got to run some humidity tests. But that's in the testing cycle, but it's not immediate right now, Red. So, but it's an interesting thing that we need to take a look at, but not the way this is designed. There's enough ventilation that the moisture should be able to relieve itself. Just like you, and after a bad burrito, Red.
This design already though is already paving the way for these other companies to really step up their game. Like you guys came out of nowhere and you have this right here. This is honestly perfect for those people, in my opinion. This is the way I see it. This is perfect for those people who have those $10 to $50 valued comics that you don't want to submit because it's $35 plus $50 to ship it back. Then eventually like you're grading something and it's not even worth the actual grading fee. This is perfect for the collector who wants to put something into something special without spending all of that CGC money. You guys, like you said, you hit that sweet spot, and I am looking forward to this. I have a box of variants that I love and cherish, but I don't want to submit them to CGC because they're not worth it, at least not right now.
You know what CGC is going to come back with?
What is CGC going to come back with?
You don't know what the grading number is going to be, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true. That is very true. It is a gamble, right?
Yeah.
You're gambling and crossing your fingers that you get that 9.0 or
Right.
You submit something, it's a 4.0 and you get it, it's a 7.0. Like you don't know,
That's
just
somewhere at CGC, I guess, right? Oh yeah, happens to the some of us, right?
to some of us. We'll talk about that, right?
But,
yeah, Plus, I think there's a big sector of the comic book market that are just really not that into kind of, tombing their comic books. There are a lot of people that enjoy taking their comics out and reading them, and obviously, when you get them slabbed, you can't really enjoy them, right? I mean, you could hang it on your wall and kind of, brag to your friends or whatever. But I think a lot of that also that push for slabbing comics happened, I think, during the pandemic, when there are a lot of bandwagon collectors that got pandemic money, and they were just, people were sending in like $4 comic books, like, and paying, like you said, $30 and then $50 for shipping for a $4 comic, and you're now seeing the results of that, and a lot of these social media auctions and claim and bin sales. You see these like $4 to $10 comics that are slabbed, and you just kind of sit back and wonder why they did that. So I feel like the Comic Capsule really for those people that are smart collectors that want to enjoy their comic books.
Just like what Jeff said right here, he still wants to be able to read his comics.
Grading that
Yeah.
really can't matter.
Yeah.
Look, real rude. If I can buy a product that will protect my most valuable comics, I'm sold. CGC can suck it. I don't need anyone telling me what my value. Plus, I'm in this hobby for what it is, the art and the story. That's right, Rude. Exactly. And that's the best part about Comic Capsule. It protects it. It's UV protected. It's not just a piece of plastic that doesn't bend. It protects it from light. It's not going to yellow over time. And on top of that, you can still bring it out. You can read it, hold it, touch it, smell it, be weird with it, and put it right back.
You can hang it. Yeah.
You can hang it.
And you don't have to find a new storage system for it. You can use your comic book boxes.
Yeah. Right. Does it fit in the BCW box currently?
Yeah, absolutely.
It does.
We tested that. That was part of Eric's modeling. We try to use the most constrained comic book box to fit it, and that's how we're able to look at it. So
I have another idea. I mean, you can have the old.
Hold on. Don't give any more ideas. Don't give any more ideas. We'll talk behind the scenes.
I mean, you already have the label portion of the Comic Capsule. Why not have your personal grading system as a form of a sticker right on the cover?
Jim 10. That's it. Boom. Everything is a 10.
Maybe
I
right
feel
here.
like people.
You can put
Rating
whatever
is so subjective.
label you want.
Yeah.
Right
It
there.
is subjective, but it's your personal grade.
no.
Great. Whatever you want.
Well, everything you be selling and touching is going to be 10, Red. I mean,
It's
so
an
it's not
11.7
biased at all, right? So it's all good. So,
Yeah. In my eyes, because I'm blind, yeah, it'll be a 10.
yeah.
What's Eric pointing to? He was pointing at something to us on the CAD. What was Eric pointing at?
I'm just pointing at the label. You can stick it on the top.
Yeah, stick it on the top, or the way they do it for CGC, right in the top left corner.
Your own little 9.8 right over here in the corner if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great. That would be great.
9.8.
Well, that's the reason.
I want to mess everything up. Just like I'll be like, it's a 9.7. Wait, what? Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
How did you get that?
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It's a 9.7 and a half.
Off numbers.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
that's
once
a
you
good
put
idea.
9.7 and a half, go that extra level of precision. Don't hold back on the 7. Come on. Don't hold back.
Now with the creating of the label, I'm not sure if you guys talked about it, but can you like do fun things like change the font or add like specific stickers like a Spider-Man or any other thing like that? Is it that customizable?
It's not around with any
Yeah, go ahead.
images yet, but you could definitely change the font within the confines of the label. So just like you can customize, it basically uses like, Christmas card labels. It basically uses that type of technology. So you have a printable area, and but you want it to also fit, so that you could view it when the label's on the top or on the front. So
So,
take
yeah.
that into consideration.
Kind of like, like these, like address labels. You can put whatever you want on there.
Oh, okay. They're like that. Okay.
You can use like Windings font. If you can read Windings, that'll be
Yes.
your
You
font.
can put it.
Whatever. You
You
just
can
put
put
it
whatever
on
you want.
your label and stick it on, whatever you like.
Instructions are on the back of the insert just in case you need it.
Yes.
So where to buy the labels, you can print a Spider-Man that folds down, whatever you want, you can fit on there, and then you just copy and paste it. So that's what Andrew was talking about. You download your database of comics, you can just put it in, and it just becomes a label print, and it prints out like 20 of them for you. All at once.
Yeah.
So Sicko's I think Sicko here is trying to figure out where this product lands in the land of products that it's being a part of. So he's asking, why would he want this product if he prefers CGC slabbing? Most of the books that he has, he wants to have graded, but he has a reader copy aside of replacing CGC. Why would a consumer want this? And I think we've talked about that. They want it because they want that protection for a certain book that they might want to read again. It doesn't have to go away and stay slabbed forever. You can take it out whenever you want. You don't have, what we talked about, if there's like a $10 book that you want, but slabbing it is worth more or it costs more than the value of the book, that's why you'd want a comic capsule. Like I said earlier, in my opinion, I think this is perfect for everyone that has comic books that are at $50 in value and below. And a lot of us have a lot of those in our collection. I know I have at least 100 comics. That doesn't sound like a lot. I don't even know why I'm trying to sound badass here, but like I have at least 100 comics, that are worth between $10 and $50. Having one of these is perfect for someone like me who doesn't want to slab, a $45 book. I want this instead.
I'm very glad to hear that. It really means a lot.
That I want to piggyback off of what you just said is that I would argue that $50 really low. I would argue that $150 book doesn't even warrant slabbing, unless it's a key or you're speculating. But you could keep it in a comic capsule until it becomes part of the MCU, and then you cash out.
There you go. That's a better way to do it. That's a great way to think about it, Andrew, because, yes, you have that one possible key, you have that one Ms. Marvel, and we're not sure what's going to go on with it. It's worth $20, but you're not sure. You don't want to jump the gun, put it in a comic capsule. And like you said, if Ms. Marvel ends up being this huge, wonderful character that everyone just loves, her stock in comic books will start rising. That's when you take it out of the comic capsule. And then you submit it to CGC, because you're not replacing CGC. You are adding to us as collectors who want to protect our books before submitting something big like that to CGC.
But the key is enjoying your comic book. So just like that, that reader just wrote, he has one copy, or she, sorry, that person has one CGC copy and a reader. So I think that's pretty unique. I think a lot of people might only have one copy of a comic book. And it just goes back to what I was saying before, where I see so many of these comic books out. Excuse me. All of these I'm going to call them pandemic comics that got sent out to CGC, came back, a box with 200 CGC slabs. Now they're not worth anything, and look at all that money that people wasted. I hate to be that guy, but I see these in sales on social media and eBay all the time, where these slab comic books are selling for like $10 or $20. These people that slab these spent way more than that just for grading them and for shipping back and forth. So I don't laugh at these people. I kind of feel bad for them.
So here's another thing too. Someone brought it up.
Thanks for mentioning that. Sorry guys, I got to run. I got a job. I got a meeting in like 2 minutes with my engineering team overseas. It's been a great pleasure. I really would like to stay with you guys longer. I'm learning a lot. You guys are awesome, and hope to talk to you guys again soon.
Eric, before you go, do you want to plug like your social medias, how people can find you on social media? Are you on social media, or is it just Chloe?
For myself to my web manager, Chloe Johansson, on that one.
All right. Look at that
video. I'm like way in the back.
Dad has that right there. All right, Eric, thank you so much, man. Have a good one.
Guys, appreciate it.
See ya, buddy.
Bye-bye.
So kind of
You were
going
gonna
back, right? Here's another situation. Let's say someone gets a Void Rivals. Now, Void Rivals is you can still buy this at cover. You could totally still buy this at cover. But what if I get it signed by
Man,
someone?
spec hour now.
What?
This is your spec hour, right?
No. This isn't me specking. Don't get me wrong. I'm not specking. But
All right.
let's say, for example, someone likes a cover and they want to get it signed. But, according to the masses, according to CGC, CBCS, it doesn't have a high value, but it has a high value to that person. Putting it in a comic capsule saves you money because you're still protecting it. It's UV protected and you didn't spend all of that money submitting it to CGC in hopes that the value will go up. The value might not go up.
Yep.
Submitting and grading a comic doesn't guarantee the value going up and being sustaining at that level. At least with the comic capsule, you have that peace of mind that it's there, it's readily available, you can take it out whenever you want. It's protected enough without spending the CGC money. This is where you guys belong. This is 500. I'm ordering 500 of these. You guys are selling out. This what's gonna happen.
In addition to what you just said, in my experience, I've had some CGC books where I've had one creator sign it and then been frustrated or trying to decide if I should have the penciler or the inker or the colorist sign it or remark it. At least with the comic capsule, you're at one convention and let's say two of the creators are there, you get them to sign it. And then you're going to another convention the following month, and you could have the artist or inker, remark it, and then you'll have it triple signed. And obviously, it won't pass CGC's signature verification, but CBCS will. So,
yeah,
that's an option.
But how much is that service? Now you're paying extra for another service, right? So you guys, in an essence, are saving
tons of value.
and I will use that word, thousands of collectors' money by getting a comic capsule to protect their books without needing to submit it. Because there are people out there who just don't want to submit, period. However, they like the idea of the comics being protected. You guys fit perfectly like a missing puzzle piece in that realm. This is almost the perfect product.
Was like, you get one of these comics that have all these multiple signatures. You're gonna go through a lot of bag of boards, just having to rip it open and then come and then get it signed and then put it back in. So yeah, by that time you'll probably get a bunch of blended corners and such, if you could really see here, or even spine ticks. But your best protection would be is a comic capsule. As long as you're done getting it signed, place it back in the capsule.
Yeah. Now this isn't. I'm I don't know what this means because I always jump on stuff anyway, like gung ho. I'm not saying this because you guys are guests. So now I'm not saying this because you're friends of the show. I'm saying this because I truly believe in this product. This is a fantastic product. You guys came in at the perfect time. And I truly cannot wait for this to come out to the masses because you guys are giving us something that we all do need and we all do want, but we didn't know we needed it up until tonight. So I want to say thank you, and I'm ready for this.
Thank you. We're so glad to be here. I actually want to shout out to our man Joe, who's watching maybe, and just tell him thank you for all of his hard work in China for us, getting that so many years of supply chain and helping us out, visiting those vendors a lot. I'm actually want to turn over to Chloe as well to talk about what things we have on the Kickstarter over here. So that she can also, because she named the bundles and whatnot, and she helped us really get the websites going. So Chloe, can you tell us what's on the Kickstarter for people who want to buy it, and they'll get it in September timeframe? Go ahead.
Yeah. So as far as Kickstarter tiers, our first tier is just $1, and what the $1 tier gets you, doesn't get you any physical product, but it allows you to vote on which comic capsule color we're releasing next. So we mentioned earlier, we have a transparent backing right now, but we're going to do red, blue eventually. You'll be able to vote for just $1. After that, we have an early bird pricing tier. You get 10 transparent comic capsules for $50. Those are limited quantity. Once that runs out, there's a $60 tier, gets you the same amount of comic capsules. That also has a limited quantity. And then once those 2 early birds run out, it's a 10 comic capsules for $70. Additionally, you're able to add more later on if you would like. If you want to buy more than just 10 comic capsules, you're able to do so. So that's what we're doing on Kickstarter. That's where you can find most of our updates as far as the progress that we're making, different drop tests, different development cycles, things of that nature. Feel free to also follow us on Instagram at Comic Capsule, just comic, COMIC, capsule, CAPSULE. There's a Kickstarter right there. And yeah, if you go there, you're able to see more videos of us talking about the product, see more details about the tiers and everything. And that's pretty much the main info hub. If you need anything, you'll find it there and on our Instagram.
Oh, hold on. Let me hold it. Stay right there, Red. The battle bundle for $70. I just want you guys to take a look at that logo right there. I just want you to know there's someone back this up right there. You see that purple logo right there where it says Backers 2?
You want me to zoom in on that?
I'm not saying it's me, but yeah, you know what, Red? If you can zoom in on people who are backing this product, that would be fantastic. I'm not like, oh my God. Look at that right there. Backers.
Much love to our 2 backers of the battle bundle. Much love.
much love to all the backers.
Yes,
all of them,
and all of you considering, because that means that you did have a thought that this is a good product. So thank you all.
Yeah, and we can't wait. So once again, for people who've backed it, when can they expect? And can people still back the project? So a couple of questions. Yeah, can people still back the project, and when will they get the product in their hand?
We had a 60-day limit. I think we're past the first 30 days, so we have 30 days left. So, and we're, like Chloe said, there's limits. If you want to get the early bird special and get the $5 per, which is 50 for 10, right? Act now, right? And I'm going to be walking with these sandwich boards behind me. Chloe's going to be testing in San Diego Comic-Con with people, getting some live feeds. So, hopefully if that goes well, what we really want to do is ship a big boatload over here, right? And that's one of the reasons why, we're trying hard to see what the market's appetite is. We think it's a fantastic product, but the market has to believe it, and the collectors have to believe it. And I told the team, I was like, if we spend a lot of money, but it changes the industry to address better products for everyone in the comic community, I'm okay with it. I'm going to be a little Elon Musk here and say, if when he said Tesla could go bankrupt and we moved electric vehicles forward, fantastic. I want to do the same thing for Comic Capsule and the comic community.
I love it.
I just want to acknowledge some of the comments and questions that are on the board. So one is from Psychotron. This can house a comic in a bag and board, a modern age, and it could house a raw silver. And for Norn Rad, I'm starting to see a lot of people with the same mindset that, people don't want to send it to CGC and, either just want to keep it so that they could read it and enjoy it, or they just don't want to pay the exorbitant fees that come attached to sending your books to get slabbed. And Jeff, you're the best.
Well, we love Jeff. We love
Jeff. Love Jeff. Jeff's fantastic.
I'll just chime in and finish off by saying, yes, you can still donate to the Kickstarter. I think we have just over 30 days left as far as the Kickstarter campaigns go. That's how you're able to get the early bird pricing, get everything for a much steeper discount. After Kickstarter, we're planning to hop over to Shopify. We're working on finishing up our Shopify storefront right now. And from there on, that's where you'll be able to find us. And of course, all updates on that will be on our Kickstarter and social media accounts.
We can see more live drop tests or other stuff. Joe's going to work on a quality inspection mini series. We believe in this product like it's a fine consumer product, so we are going to treat it like that. And I don't know any way else to develop this product. So shame on me for doing the engineering, and shame on us for doing the quality piece, because that's the only way I want to guarantee that this goes in the right hands and you guys love it.
And we love it already. Like just the idea behind it, just the drop test, what you've shown us already, we need. There is a major hole between a top loader and a CGC slab, and you guys fit perfectly in there. It's you know what, we don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and sharing with us your product. This is a fantastic product. I want to highlight you guys real fast. Lawrence, before we let you go, let people know how they can find you on the social media.
Yeah, I'm just using the Comic Capsule moniker as well on the Facebook side. Follow me there. Today's my kid's birthday, so happy birthday to my twins and my lovely wife, Anne, who's probably out there. So thank you for that. But yeah, follow me on Comic Capsule on the Facebook side. Chloe does our Instagram side, so we're all tied together. So look forward to that. And I just want to remind everyone, this wasn't the product I talked to Andrew about. We got more stuff in the pipeline. And as soon as we can, get this squared away to the various versions of whoever wants what, comic cards, bigger boxes, whatever, we got other things that we really want to try to change the way we collect. And this is just product one. So
fantastic. Andrew, let people know how they can find you on the social medias.
Same. We're all working under the umbrella, right now of Comic Capsule. So we are working collectively as a team. And, if anyone needs to get in touch with us individually, you could still get us through the company email.
Perfect. And are the comic cloaks are still available, right?
Yes. We felt that, the two lines were not cannibalistic, and they each serve their needs in the market. So
you can still get Comic Cloak. It's available. So just see what your preference is. That's why we're here. We want choices. We don't want the same of someone who doesn't care about the community. We want people to care about the community, making things better for the community. So
exactly.
Love it. Chloe, how can people find you on the socials? Or are you going to say Comic Capsule?
I was just gonna reiterate what everyone else said, but I am on that Instagram at all times. So if anyone has any questions and you need an answer, just send something in the DMs, leave a comment. I'm there. I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone has. And of course, follow us on Kickstarter. That's where we'll have a lot of cool updates as well.
And with regards to San Diego Comic-Con, are you guys going to be there all 5 days, 2.5 days?
We're going to be there from Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Again, partnering with Quinto on their booth. Sorry, people are just texting me about apologies. But there's also, John Gang's wonderful booth will be there. And, we're going to have some samples out there to hand out to some critical influencers. We'll save one for you guys so you can play with it too. So, but thank you for having us tonight.
Thank you of us to play with it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll let you play with it, Rod.
If you want the specific booth numbers, Quento is, I believe, Q13, and John Gang is 1803. So write that down. Keep it handy.
John is by entrance B on that side of the convention center. We'll find you guys on Wednesday. We'll find you.
This is my first time to San Diego Comic-Con, so I know nothing about what you guys are saying. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go inside the convention center and just try to find things. I'm not going to know where to go.
Have a good time. Hey, I think it's my first time. I don't know if it's Lawrence's first time, but we're all going to be in it together. It'll be a great time for sure.
Look at that.
Just look for me. I'm going to be in cosplay. I'm just going to be a sandwich board with those two things on. So yeah, I'm going to be easy to find. So
I thought you were cosplaying as a middle-aged nerd
with a sandwich board, like a desperate person looking for a job. I'm just on the Comic Capsule. That's all.
Can I copy your costume later?
We'll get it to you. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah. So. Oh yeah, don't forget our boy Alan Qua. Man, love that guy. So it's
Alan.
Hey,
I got a message from Alan myself, and he's looking forward to hanging out again, like what we did last. Red, let everyone know how they can find you on the social media.
Find me here. Find me with these guys here. Find me here.
And you can find me at E-Man's World of Geek on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as with the C-List of Villains here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. live on YouTube. Comic Capsule crew, Chloe, Andrew, Lawrence, thank you guys so much for coming by and hanging out. Red, I love you, bro. You guys,
thanks for having us.
Fantastic. All right, you guys, and then thanks to the chat for coming by and hanging out. We really appreciate everyone's support. Go out there and find the Comic Capsule on Kickstarter, you guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Thanks again for listening to another episode of the C-List Villains podcast, your cultivators of the comic culture. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and email us at clistvillains@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail or text us at 209-975-7597. Be sure to join Luke Week's Facebook group, Rare Keys and First Appearance Comics. And you can follow us on our 2 Instagram accounts, C-List Villains and C-List Villains Podcast. Lastly, follow the villains on their separate IG accounts, at Luke Weeks, at C-List Villainous Red, at C-List E-Man, and I am at AJ the Comic Collector. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you all next episode.